Anyway, so we got some news here. Some crazy stuff going on today in the world of the Orange Man. Um, in the world of the Orange Man, things are going a little not so good. So I got some news here. Breaking news story on the Orange Man. I just want to talk about my own personal experience. Yesterday I was tripping on drugs, and while and after I was concluded and finishing my experience, I checked Twitter.com to see that 17 trillion fucking people sent me a message about a story. Now apparently Donald Trump, aka the Orange Man, aka the Orange Man, aka former guy, apparently there was a breaking and entering scenario at Mar-A-Lago. Someone broke into his house. I don't quite know the details, so I'm going to be reading this for the first time along with everybody else. And so I want to talk about this. So, FBI searches Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence in Florida. The former president called the search an assault and complained that the authorities had broken into a safe. The news appeared to come as a surprise to top aides at the White House. So the FBI, I don't quite know what the FBI is. But it sounds like a gang, apparently. It sounds like some sort of gang decide to break into the Orange Man's former guy's house. And that's not cool, man, you know. That's not cool. Let's check this out. The search appears to signal a major escalation in the various investigations into the Trump presidency. Former President Donald J. Trump said on Monday that the FBI had searched his Palm Beach FLA. What is with that abbreviation FLA? Isn't full enough? Do we really need a third letter? Didn't we create this system where every state's got its unique 2-letter code? Why do we need a third letter? We don't need this, okay? No, like the third letter is just for people too fucking stupid to memorize the 2-letter codes, right? You don't need FLA, okay? Flu is good enough. You don't need FLA, okay? Home and had broken into a safe, an account signaling a major escalation in the various investigations into the final stages of his presidency. The search, according to multiple people familiar with the investigation, appeared to be focused on material that Mr. Trump, aka the Orange Man, had brought with him to Mar-a-Lago, his private club and residence when he left the White House. Now, of course, this was heavily reported that Donald Trump just he stole a bunch of documents they're not his, right? It's property of the United States. When he stops being president, he is no longer, eligible to own property that the United States owns, right? So, just throwing that out there. So there you go. With him to Mar-a-Lago, his private club and residence when he left the White House. Those boxes contain many pages of classified documents, according to the person familiar with their contents. Mr. Trump delayed returning 15 boxes of material requested by officials with the National Archives. Whoa! The National Archives are involved on this. For many months, only doing so when there became a threat of action to retrieve them. The case was referred to the Justice Department by the Archives earlier this year. I covered that very in depth when the National Archives was getting involved. The search marked the latest remarkable turn in the long-running investigations into the former guy, aka Orange J. Man's actions before, during, and after his presidency, and even as he weighs announcing another candidacy for the White House. Now, again, it needs to be understood that, of course, Donald Trump is banned from announcing another candidacy for the... I guess he's not banned from announcing, but he's banned from running for president, actually. It's called the Constitution to the United States. 14th Amendment, Section 3, clearly states that if you engage or give aid or comfort to those engaging in an insurrection against the United States of America, you are banned from holding office anywhere, anytime, forever, for the rest of your life. So Donald Trump is banned, but of course, Democrats don't give a shit about the Constitution. They don't give a shit about law and order. They don't give a shit about anything. They don't give a shit about preventing another civil war. So they're just going to pretend like the 14th Amendment doesn't exist. Similarly, so is the Supreme Court, also pretending like the 14th Amendment doesn't exist in their latest Roe v. Wade reversal. It came as the Justice Department has stepped up its separate inquiry into Mr. Trump's efforts to remain in office after his defeat at the polls in the 2020 election. And as the former president also faces an accelerating criminal inquiry in Georgia and civil actions in New York. Mr. Trump has long cast the FBI as a tool of Democrats who have been out to get him, and search set off a furious reaction among his supporters in the Republican Party and on the far right of American politics. Representative Kevin McCarthy isn't it crazy that Kevin McCarthy's got the last name McCarthy? Like, I don't know, man. Like, talk about loops, right? Like, we are looping eternally. We're dealing with these McCarthys every other generation. Of California, the Republican leader of the House suggested that he intended to investigate Attorney General Merrick B. Garland if Republicans took control of the House in November. Oh, he's going to launch an investigation. Isn't that crazy? Oh, shit, he's going to investigate. Whoa. This is going to be like Benghazi all over again. The FBI would have needed to convince a judge that it had probable cause that a crime had been committed, and that agents might find evidence in Mar-A-Lago to get a search warrant. Proceeding with the search on the former president's home would almost surely have required sign-off from top officials at the Bureau and Justice Department. The search, however, does not mean prosecutors have determined that Mr. Trump committed a crime. An FBI representative declined to comment. So anyway, they're looking for these things. They're looking to see if they've got any extra shit, right, that they're not handing over, right? Of course, ideally, right, if you do have incriminating evidence, you should destroy it, right? But it's possible they haven't destroyed it. Who knows, right? There's a lot of incriminating evidence that they got. So, the FBI went in, and it was over quickly, and it was fast, it was swift, and they got what they needed, I hope. Now, again, will Donald Trump actually go to jail? That's the eternal question that we keep asking ourselves. Any of these crimes, right? No man has committed more crimes than Donald Trump, I think, since the invention of law, anyway, right? So, will he get away with it in the end? I want to place bets, right? Will he get away with these crimes? Will he go to jail? Let's find out. Now, if he does go to jail, I would bet money that he's going to get Epsteined. But anyway, I'm going to guess he's not going to go to jail. I'm going to say he's probably not going to go to jail no matter what happens. But anything to further delegitimize this guy, in my opinion, is a good thing. But we also have to understand that Donald Trump is going to weaponize this. Look, the Democrats are after me. They're targeting me, right? He's going to use this in his primary against Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis isn't as big of a target as I am, right? He's going to do all this stupid fucking shit, right? Because that's the thing with Republicans, with conservatives. If they've got this eternal, snowflake complex, they're always the victim no matter what. They're always under assault by, the woke left or the PC left or, whatever it is, the Satanists, the fucking, whatever. There's always going to be the woke left or some other term of the generation that they're going to use. They're always victims. They're always snowflakes, right? And so they're going to find a way to market this, and they're going to find a way to profit from this, right? So obviously Donald Trump needs to go to jail. No shit, right? In fact, he shouldn't even, again, he should have been marched out on January 7th or January 6th even, right? But, of course, Democrats are lazy, right? So it takes them multiple years to do anything useful. And, again, I think nothing will come of this because Donald Trump is too rich, too big to fail. That's my opinion. But either way, it's pretty cool that there's some, aura of holding him to account. And so I'm into that. So I want to endorse holding Donald Trump accountable because, you know what? Let's be honest. The guy's kind of a fucker, right? Let's be real. Let's have an honest conversation about this. He's kind of a fucker. And so we, got to talk about that. But anyway, FBI raid. Big news of the day, folks. Wow. Wow.